Hey Scorpio, welcome to your weekly forecast for May 2nd through the 8th. This is for Scorpio sun, moon, and rising. We're going to connect and see what messages are coming up for the week ahead. Now, you might stumble upon this video a few weeks from now, a year from now. No matter, you're going to find it whenever it's time for you to hear the messages that are in it. Keep in mind it's a general reading for the collective. Not every single message will resonate. Take what does and leave what doesn't. All right, my fellow Scorps, what is happening? What is happening for Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising in the week ahead? So, move you all just a little bit closer. And the first card coming up here for the Scorpio collective is the Lovers. Okay. Major Arcana energy. Now, I know a lot of people are used to watching tarot for love and romance. And the Lovers card is called the Lovers after all. But in the weekly forecasts, I try to focus on your journey outside of love. And I do love reading separately. So, it is called the Lovers. There could be a significant life choice or life decision you're having to make this week around a romantic relationship. Okay. Oftentimes, because it's the Lovers card, it can be choosing between more than one person. It can be having a couple of options that you're trying to figure out or sift through. And this can be love life because it is a Lovers. However, keep in mind that when the tarot was first put together, the sixth major arcana card was not called the Lovers. It didn't get called the Lovers until much later. If I'm not mistaken, it was around the time that the Rider-Waite deck got put together. I could be wrong, so feel free to correct me in the comments if my timing is off. But initially, when the tarot was first put together, the sixth major arcana card, some decks called it the choice, some decks called it the decision, some decks called it the sacrifice, because it's a card about choosing and getting very clear about what you want. What do you want? And what are you willing to do to get it? Okay. And I don't mean that in like a Squid Games kind of way. I don't mean that in like a fight to the death kind of way. I just mean in the sense of what do you want and what is the effort or the price that you are willing to put into it, or the energy that you're willing to put into it. I will say one more thing around love and romance, and then we're gonna move on, okay? From love and romance. Unless the cards want to talk about it. We'll see. But the Lover's card can also come up if you're feeling stuck in your love life, or you've been trying to manifest love, because, like, let's face it, we have the new moon April 30th, and this energy, it's an eclipse new moon, so it's going to be around for a very long time, this new moon energy. And so maybe a lot of you have been trying to manifest love or life partner or a spouse or something in this new moon energy. And the Lover's card for me comes up to say you need to get clear about what that means to you. Okay? It took me a long time to figure that out. And that came to me through meditation. You need to get clear about what love means to you, because it's not going to be the same thing for every single person. If you're sitting there and you're saying, please angels, please God, please universe, give me my soulmate. There's many kinds of soulmates. If you say, dear God, dear angels, please, give me true love. Okay, you have to define that first. A lot of our journey is to figure out what that is to us, what that is for us. It's not the same for each of us. Somebody told me a while back, Amethyst, my husband is amazing. He's a great guy. Any woman would be lucky to have him. I just feel like I married the wrong person because neither of us are texting each other all day while we're apart from each other at work. Neither one of us feels like we can't wait to rush home and hold hands and cuddle on the couch. and on the weekend we don't do everything together. Like, in her mind, love meant that every waking second you're with your partner. That for me would drive me crazy, right? Like, I love romance, I love cuddling, I love all that stuff, but I can't be conjoined at the hip with somebody. And but to her, that's what it was. It's not my place to say to her, well, sweetie, maybe you're being too codependent. You know what, sweetie, maybe you should try to, do something yourself, outside of the relationship. And it's not my place to tell her what love is, right? That's her journey. Otherwise, it's like you're going into a restaurant and you're saying, bring me food, I'm starving, I can't wait, bring me food. What does that mean? You're in a restaurant. It's not enough to say, bring me a salad. There's a million kinds of salad. Some of them don't even have vegetables or lettuce in them, right? There's a zillion kinds of salad. What is love to you? And if you're manifesting it, don't just manifest the passion part of it. Don't just manifest the passion part of it. Otherwise, you're going to manifest lovers and not life partners. You're going to manifest people that you have a strong connection with, but whom you're unable to do life with, right? So envision, what does love look like for you 4 p.m. on a Tuesday? What does love look like for you 2 p.m. on a Sunday? Like, in those mundane, everyday moments, how do you feel loved? How are you sharing your life with this person? What does life look like with this person? So, this could be something those of you who are feeling stuck in love need to kind of figure out, or do some soul searching to figure out what love means to you, and maybe stop trying to manifest the person you've been told to manifest. Okay? Um, I can tell you from my experience, if I were to manifest the person my parents want for me, I would be absolutely miserable when this poor gentleman would show up, right? That's not for me. And sometimes we try to manifest what we've been taught is successful, or what we've been taught we should want, right? And so you need to get clear on what is the ideal relationship for you, and what does that look like? Who is the ideal person for you? Not who's gonna, impress everybody else. Okay? Your life is not about impressing people. Your life is about enjoying it. Okay? So who are you gonna enjoy? That's all I'll say about love, unless the cards want to talk about love some more. Major arcana, new chapter in our life, defining moments. Six of Swords. Okay. Six of Swords is getting away from drama. It can also be getting away from confusion and chaos, and taking a moment to hear ourselves think, like to get really clear about what we want, how to move forward in a situation. There can also be physical travel with the Six of Swords. There may be, maybe you're taking a trip or a vacation. Maybe some of you might be invited to visit somebody or to go on a trip. Something I will give you a word of caution. I've seen this happen time and time again for the people I've been reading for a long time over the years. I have some clients that I read for quite regularly, and I've seen it happen to them. It's happened to me when I've pulled cards for myself. Six of Swords can sometimes come up when you're gonna go on a trip, or a trip is gonna present itself to you in the near future, and you think you're just gonna go. You might have it in the back of your mind that, hey, maybe this is a cool place, maybe I'll like it, maybe I'll end up moving there sometime, like in the future, and you're thinking a few years from now. But time and time again, I've seen it happen where you go and you're like, whoa, like I love it here, or I feel really at home here. And then all of a sudden, boom, 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 pow, 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 things align and line up, and you're relocating. Okay, that happened to me with my most recent move. I was just visiting a friend. Next thing I knew, I was signing a lease. So this can happen, and I did pull the Six of Swords before I left for this journey, and I didn't even plan to visit that friend when I pulled this card. That friend came to my mind much later. So Six of Swords, a lot of the times you might be taking a trip, or you might be going somewhere, and then all of a sudden it becomes a relocation, right? Or some of you might be having this epiphany of where you want to go or where you want to establish roots. Especially those of you Scorpios, my fellow Scorpios who, like me, have been a gypsy for a long time. You might be getting a sense of like, okay, this is where I'm putting down some permanent roots. This is where I envision myself or see myself like well into my retirement, right? Or like this is going to be my place or this is going to be my home. Okay, this can be happening for some of you, a relocation or getting clear about where you're meant to go. Six of Swords can also be that working with water is going to be really good for you to clear your mind at this time. You might need to be near the water. A lot of you know a big part of my spiritual process is being in the water. I love water. I just, water is just pure magic to me. So some of you may be needing to get into the water or go near the water as a part of your decision-making process. The next card that's coming up here for Scorpio is the Moon. So we got more like water energy here. Scorpio, you water sign, you're in your element. The Moon card, another major arcana card. So this is going to tell us that we're going to have an interesting week here, right? For me, when I have major arcana, non-major arcana, major arcana, it's kind of roller coastery to me. There may be some emotional highs and lows. This is to be expected when you're coming into a new chapter or defining moments or making big shifts, as we have the major arcana cards here. You might be a little emotional, right? And so hence the Six of Swords. Clear your mind, ground yourself, maybe get in the water, kind of check in with your heart. Be in your heart space, but don't allow it to, overwhelm you or freak you out. The Moon card can indicate you might be dealing with a Cancer or a Pisces. Maybe some of you are having to choose between a Cancer or a Pisces in one way or another. It doesn't have to be a romantic situation. For some of you, it might be. If you have Cancer or Pisces placements, there can be big changes or big shifts happening for you in those areas of your life. The Moon card is also a card about tapping into your intuition, overcoming your fear. There could be some strong shadow work coming up for some of you, because sometimes the Moon card can come up when there are things that have been hidden from you for a long time, and they may be coming to the surface. And I was just saying, which reading was it for? It may have been for Virgo. I just did Virgo. A lot of things are coming to light at this time. So the Moon card can indicate for some of you there are some things coming to the surface at this time. It could be family secrets. Some of you may have had repressed memories that came up for you in the past, and maybe when you tried to investigate or ask about the repressed memories, you were told that nothing like that ever happened. They don't know what you're talking about. Maybe you had a dream. They're not aware of any situation like that. Some of you who maybe have had repressed memories come up and you tried to investigate it, but you hit dead ends in the past. There could be something coming up in the next couple of weeks where you have the evidence. Like something is revealing itself to where like it's undeniable that not only were your repressed memories correct, they actually happened. The evidence that's surfacing is also filling in the blanks. And for some of you, when you're getting the full story, I hate to say this, I'm about to cry. Okay, brace yourselves, guys. Ground yourselves. This might be emotional for some of you. I feel like I can feel really emotional energy coming through here. For some of you, when this is revealed, you may decide to cut off certain members of your family. You may feel that your parents failed you in an inexcusable way, or a parent failed you in an inexcusable way. Maybe there's proof or evidence that a parent knew what was happening, but they were covering up for somebody else, or they were putting that other person above you, or allowing you to be hurt or harmed in some way. I feel for some of you, evidence is coming up. It could be by way of coming across old documents or court papers or medical reports. Something may just kind of miraculously resurface, and you're like, oh my God, like, okay, like this really did happen. This really did happen. And not only uh, were they lying to me, they knew about it back then. Like they had a chance to come clean now and they didn't, just like they didn't come clean when it was happening. So that's a heavy message, and thank God it's not going to be for every single one of you. That's for a certain group. I am going to say this, Scorpio. I think that there's a good percentage of you that have some kind of situation like this, because in the time that we're living in right now, where we're coming into the evolution or ascension, or coming into the 5D, or however you want to label it, okay? Um, it's just, I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna behave. Um, I just thought of a just something funny. I'm not gonna say it though. It might be a little inappropriate. Um, but coming into this energy, um, with the moon card, especially, right, intuition, psychic gifts, psychic abilities. A lot of us were born into this time because we're ascending. A lot of us who do have spiritual gifts and spiritual abilities, regardless of if you're Scorpio or not, regardless if you're a different sun sign and this is like some other placement for you, many intuitives were born into this period of time because, or psychics or healers, because we're ascending, we're evolving, and we're deciding to not hide our gifts anymore and to help people with it. And so, because there's a lot of darkness right now that doesn't want this change to happen, doesn't want this shift to happen, a lot of those psychic or gifted children that got born, a lot of the little baby psychics, the little baby healers, evil came for us in a big way in our childhood, in a massive way in our childhood, where it might be miraculous that you haven't ended up in a mental institution. It might be miraculous, and maybe you did and you came out. No shame in that, right? Or ended up in jail, or something. Maybe you did and you came out, or you're just coming out. No shame in that. But evil came for us in a big way in our childhood to try to keep us from growing into our role, growing into our gifts, growing into making a difference. And so many people have had horrendous experiences in their childhood because evil tried to take them out. So if you are struggling with something like that or going through something like that, please know and understand that unfortunately it's more common than you realize right now, and that you're not alone in this situation. Okay? And you will find people that you can relate with. You will find people that you can talk about these experiences with who have had similar experiences to you. But a lot of you who've been really struggling with like repressed things coming up and getting gaslit by the people who should have been protecting you, it's all gonna get like blown into the surface, like just in a way where there is no escape, there is no denying, there's no longer any way for people to cover up what happened. And for some of you, you are washing your hands clean of it, and you're like, I don't know you. I don't know you. Your name is, I am wiping your name from my mind, right? Because it could be something so unacceptable. And that might be your boundary. You know, a lot of us are breaking away from lower vibrational soul family or darker forces, darker energies, darker uh, soul family, and coming into a new family, like a family of light. And so some of you, it's to that extent where you're cutting somebody off that fully because it's so heinous. I hate to say it. It's really, I'm not trying to be dramatic. I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy, but some of you are going to have that kind of experience. The next card that's coming up here for you all is the Ten of Wands. And the Ten of Wands is a job well done. The 10 of Wands is, you've done everything that there was to do, and now you can rest assured that you can take this burden off your back. You don't have to carry this anymore. You've seen it through to completion. Some of you maybe are feeling very burdened by someone or a situation, and you're like, look, I've done everything that I can do for you, right? I've done everything that I can do for you, right? But at this point, there's nothing more that I can do. And so a lot of you may be uh, dismissing yourself from a situation, or resigning from a position, or just basically telling somebody, look, don't call me about this anymore. I'm not, like, I'm done. Whatever I can do to help you, I've done it. We've gone over this 1,000 different ways. There's nothing new I can bring to the table. So a lot of you might be, removing yourself from a situation, or dismissing yourself from a situation, because you're realizing that, you've been patient, you've been understanding, you've been helpful, you've been contributing, and now it's like, I have nothing left to give. I have nothing left to give this situation, and I've done everything I could possibly do for it, and it's time to move on. It's time for me to focus my energy on my own stuff, my own life. So there could be here of like laying down a burden. For some of you, a truth is being revealed because there's a big blessing coming your way. And you were perhaps going to really like take some people with you on this blessing, or you were gonna bless them. You were gonna bless them with this blessing, and Spirit might be showing you the truth that no, don't, like, these are not the people that are meant to be blessed with by your blessing, who your blessing is meant to like bless them with. You're gonna bless people, but not these people, right? Like, maybe these people don't deserve it. For some of you, it can be so that you are just saying, you know what, I'm not gonna worry about this person or these people or this organization. I'm going to leave them to it. I'm going to leave them to tend to themselves. I'm going to do my own thing, and my blessings are going to come in, and I'm going to figure out how I want to pay it forward at that time. But these individuals aren't going to benefit. They're just simply not going to benefit from it. It's not going to happen, right? There could be that. 10 of Wands can also be that some of you are coming into a very busy time, okay? A very busy time. And so in that way, or in that sense, you might need to learn to delegate, and a lot of us feel bad about asking for help, or some of us feel weird about paying somebody to do something for us, because we might feel like lazy, or we might feel like, well, you should be able to do it yourself, but we can't do everything. We just can't. There are some things we don't know how to do. There are some things we know how to do, but we're just so busy. We need a helping hand. We need somebody to come in and help us. And so the 10 of Wands sometimes comes up to say you need to start delegating, because you can't do everything by yourself. And if you keep pushing to do everything by yourself, you could run down your immune system. You could have some kind of a nervous breakdown, and it's totally unnecessary. So give yourself permission to ask for help. Give yourself permission to delegate. If you're in a situation at work where you do so much and you work your butt off, and you can't figure out why they won't promote you, it's because you're doing everything, and they know that they're not going to find someone to replace you who's going to run around as hard as you're running around. So typically the people who do get promoted are the people who know how to delegate, are the people who know how to keep, or there's politics too, don't get me wrong. There's people who get promoted just because they sleep with the right people, or they get in with the right people. But when it comes to being promoted on merit, a lot of the times the people who are going to get promoted are going to get promoted because they know how to take charge of a situation, and they know how to like get things organized, and okay, you do this, and okay, you do that. Not the person who's working like a slave, right? So a lot of you are breaking out of that energy as well. You may want to check out your moon sign and rising sign. Some weeks those might resonate more for you than your sun sign. If you would like to schedule a private reading with me, you can click on the link in the description of this video. It will take you to calendly.com/amethystangelite. and you can schedule a private reading with me there. Love readings for May are linked in the description. Don't forget to check out the card of the day, the daily messages I've been posting. Make sure to check those out. And I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Be well, my dears. See you in the dailies, Scorpio. Bye.